All right, I'm back with more Can of Wormholes. I left myself on a very tricky puzzle, so if I'm stuck on this for like 10 minutes, I'm probably just going to look up the solution. I did watch my previous attempts in the last video, so I'm going to try not to repeat too many of my choices from before. Hey, Wormship, how you doing? Still am operating the assumption that I have to eat one of these pellets right away. Otherwise, I can't maneuver around the edges. The insight puzzle basically says what you'd expect it to say, which is you want to use the food pellet as a way to be able to grossly foreskin over the worm at the bottom. So it must involve me getting the food pellet over on that side somehow. Just move this guy out of the way. And what if I just push? Oh, shit. Like, it's really easy to die there if you're not careful. Does that create enough of a gap that they're all going to be bumping into each other? This goes down. I think it would have to be there before that, right? So if that goes down... Oh, I think I've got this. I'm glad I watched the video. It helps to like look away, because then I can do this and roll this out of the way. Okay. And then that guy's stuck on this forever. It helps. Whew, tricky. All right, I did that. So if it's got the little red icon, that means I already cleared it, right? So I still need to do this one. Yeah, I'd had to figure out what I was doing wrong before. I guess I wasn't considering pushing the food pellet all the way over to the right. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? You rotate this somehow? Let me look at the insight right away. Okay. And then I can flip it onto the thing. Let me do that again, because I don't think I internalized that. I understand the principle of what's happening. Roll the whole thing over. And if we fit over, we can roll it like that. So the idea is that if I only am on one segment, I guess it's not one segment literally, it's like whether it's the majority of my body or not. If it's 2/3 of my body, then nothing happens when I press up and down. If it's 1/3 of my body, then I can flip it, and if it's my entire body, then I can flip that way. Okay, there's some really crazy specific puzzles in this game. So like this would work, right? I did that along the top, maybe. Oh, but this one's longer than the other one. Way to get up there. Then it's not stuck on anything, which is a problem. I have to get it across the fence, and I need to flip it, which is probably going to be the same action. That seems so obviously the beginning. It can't be right. It's got to be something else I'm supposed to do instead of... It's like the whole thing is that if I get on this side of it, the longer side I can't fully flip. No, and that's going to kill me if I'm floating outside. Hmm. Try going around it, maybe assume that I got to put it somewhere more convenient, I suppose. Like, this might be more convenient because now I can get it up here. It's not as helpful as I was hoping it was going to be. Still can't get it down there. Ah, here we go. Okay. Maybe not, actually. I might be dead. I thought I had it there. I was really excited. Okay, so... I can only really flip it along the long end. I think I intuit what the rule is here, but I don't know that I could articulate it. Because it seems to work differently on this side, which doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's odd. Hold on. Now, why is it that from here I can flip it, but once I do this, I can't flip it back? Do I need to have my feet on solid ground? Is that the only difference here? And my feet are on solid ground there, and then they're not here, so I can't flip it back. Interesting. It's already death if I do that. I think having it like here looks like it's probably right since I don't have a lot of room to maneuver it otherwise. And I die if I come out. Alright, well I like pushing it down at the beginning. Like here was good enough, I think. That's what I did last time, right? I move it again. This might be right, because now I can get back on solid ground and then rotate it. Okay. Then the question is, how do I get it, pull it back? It might actually be easier than I'm expecting it to be. No, that would flip it that way. That doesn't really help me. That's death. That's also effectively death. I'm hoping I can recreate getting it over here. Right, I had limited time to be stuck on the thing. I'm gonna have to flip it one more time regardless, right? Oops. That's death. I think I'm gonna rewind. I shouldn't completely restart the stage because I don't think it really matters how I get it over here initially, as long as I do get it over here. Okay. I think I can start from here. How do I pull it to the right? flip back and forth repeatedly. Moved it maybe too far down last time. Oh, can I actually fit around here? Oh, that's super mean if that's it. I think that is it. Wow. Yeah, I love that the insight never solves the puzzle for you. It's frequently a second revelation you have to have. Okay, wow. That's a crazy one. Okay. 11. I have enough of those, apparently. Hey, Bucky, how you doing? The fuck? It's just actual snake? Pilot a vessel. Okay, it's... I only get 11 moves. It's remembering my move history. Help others return home. If I'm allowed in this room, does it mean that this is solvable? It seems like I need another tick to be able to get into the exit at the end, assuming that's what it wants me to do. And these are all already solved. $11 out of 11, 12 out of 15. Would it have not let me in that room if I didn't have enough resources to solve the puzzle I was just doing a second ago? Making sure I didn't miss any back here. See other exits. Oh, I can't back up from here anyway, okay. Must be doable then, I assume. So... just don't see how I can change, get more actions here is the problem. Oh, that's different. But it's still same action issue. does give me a little green thing at the bottom when I do that. Whenever I reset, it just fully resets. Yeah, so Warshine, is there something else I'm supposed to do before I can do this room, or is this totally doable right now? Feels like I'm missing something. I have to do this first. Okay. And am I correct that the objective is to push the blue thing into the warp zone and then step into the warp zone myself? Guess that changed how kinked up I was there. But I still can't get there. It's not correct. Oh, am I making like a map outside? Hold on. It seemed like the way I was walking through here was different. Okay. I guess because I haven't played recently, I didn't immediately notice that that looks like this map screen, right? So the worm is showing me the kinks in the locked doors, I guess. Okay, I understand. So if I do that first, then in theory there's a door I can go through now. Okay, I think I get it. Previously I didn't understand that the rooms look so different. So I've actually already been here. This is the first puzzle world. Sort of thing I missed through here somewhere. Okay, but I still need 2 more there. Let me finish exploring this area and then I'll go back and try the... I know there's another door that I can open. Now that I kind of understand how that works. Looks like I cleared everything back in this direction. Just making 100% sure I didn't miss something. It doesn't look like it. All right. So we'll go back to the second area. Oh, really? Thank you. That's very helpful. So I need to get my butt to connect there. Let's try that. I think now this is just going to take me somewhere. It's not very helpful, but see anyway. I see. So it's just taking me to this section regardless. And then when I get here, I have the same problem that there's a door that I can't open. It's kind of cool. I didn't realize this game was going to have this like meta puzzle in between worlds. And there's not just like 2 puzzles lying around here that I can just do, right? Would it show me if they were unsolved on the map? I haven't really used the map too much so far. Don't want to do that. Also, there doesn't seem to be any reason to go back to World 1 here. This is the default orientation. All I can do is move this thing in space. I can't, like... Maybe there are places I can move it in space that are more helpful. Don't think that makes a difference, but I can go look really quick. So I can just map screen over to where it is. Okay, so I can physically see how close I am to the little warp now. But I still can't open that door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is how many I have, and there should be 3 more in the blue zone somewhere that would let me enter this chamber. Or at least 2 more, I guess, technically. But they're not visible on the map. So I think I might need some help with understanding what's going on here. If I do that, then that entire area just doesn't exist. Oh, I can connect into the other side. Okay, well, maybe that answers the question. Weird. Okay, so I haven't done this one before, I see. Alright, what the fuck are we doing here? Look at the insight. Gotta flip the thing somehow. What are they trying to tell me with that? Okay. It seems somewhat promising, but... Oh, right, now it's not stuck on anything. And can never become stuck on something again. Hmm. Anything that's gonna be on the other side of that? That looks correct. I've successfully flipped it. Now I could flip it down. Get it down one more, I guess. It's not good. Okay, this feels promising. Good. Got it. Hmm. How can I get this across without it dying? It must involve, yeah, being able to roll it across somehow. Okay. This thing has to flip as well. It's facing the wrong way presently. Because I think I can do... Oh no, it doesn't get stuck on itself. Insight has like a wall for me to work with, doesn't it? Oh, my own tail is blocking it. Okay, that's complicated. How does it... It was like this. One end has two verticals. Yeah. I have to very specifically navigate it so that my tail is in the way so that when I do this... How is that different from the insight? Hold on. Not longer in the insight. 1, 2... 8 long. 8 long here. Take a screenshot of that so I don't have to keep tabbing back and forth to look at it. Hold on. So that looks like it should be degenerate with... What if we go all the way around like this? Is that what matters? No, that shouldn't make a difference. Doesn't say what it wants me to do with the long one here. Let's go around the long way around here, maybe. That's the actual flip. Okay, let's see. So this should let me bring this down. Butt has to be rotated slightly here so that I don't fall. So I still have something touching the... I don't think I fully understand the mechanism that causes it to flip versus fully roll down like that. Watch the insight again. So I do this. So this works in the insight because my feet have somewhere to go. They don't have anywhere to go here. Unless if I was facing the other direction, that must be what this bottom right area is for. Okay. So I suppose what that means is that I have to flip the crooked worm first, because I know I have to do that anyway. Doing that's not trivial. Try going around. Now the issue is my butt is too much in the way for me to do any sort of flipping here. So I can flip from here. Okay, that's helpful. We got to get this kind of in position to close out the stage, but not quite all the way there. Dead if I do that. And then I think this one would go at the bottom like here. And I think we go around like this, and that will cause my own tail to trap myself there. Now, in theory, I have enough ground to walk on that I can move this into position. That was a crazy one. Okay. Got 14 now, which should work in that room, but let me do the other puzzles here first. What am I even doing here? I've got 5 foods. Where's the insight? Okay. So it's a way to dispose of food. I just need to get 3 long. Okay, so basically I need to be able to get this and then get out, which I can't do. Okay. So the reason it's telling me about using this to dispose of food... Oops. didn't change anything. I guess it flipped the orientation of the thing. No, it didn't do that either. Then lets me do that, and then this gets out of the way, and then I hit this, and then we solve it. Okay, got it. Let's see. Do I not have the actual puzzle for this guy? Maybe there's more shenanigans I have to learn. Okay. There must be something I have to do to make sure there's an activator for this puzzle here. Interesting. So I can like bootstrap them essentially. Oh, that's convenient. I don't know what lets me fast travel between them. Find the path back home. It's funny, you do that and then it tells you you failed though. I guess fast travel is just here for pure convenience. When I have them connected. If I was able to back out, it's not like a special power that I have or something. Okay. So whenever I reset, fully reset, when I reset, I can immediately swap the locations of them, which is interesting. So I get 15 moves and 11 moves. I suppose I'm trying to get up into the top right corner. Okay, that lets me connect those two. Seems like a promising start. I guess that's making the warp thing doesn't destroy the blue worm anymore. I don't know that I fully understand why the blue worm was getting destroyed previously. Do I have enough movement to just get over here? Oh, I can push the thing. There's like an entrance. So weird. Still have moves I can do here, right? But like, why do I care? Do I need to like go back? I guess the more I bump into this, the more I learn about its shape. Okay. I didn't realize I was revealing the shape previously when I was bumping into the blue one. permanent reveals of entrances. Can I just go right to be able to see what's up with this? Let's try that. That's gnarly. It's going to be hard to remember. I'll try to describe it in my future Marstead notes, but... Okay, so... Now the map is activated. Alright, I think I get it. Weird. Weird as fuck. Okay. Can move them all if I can get them together somehow. Shit, I think I need to take a screenshot of that again because it's going to be hard for me to remember the exact orientation they're describing here. Screenshot it. Probably want me to mirror it from what I'm seeing in the insight, because the insight, just to show you, the S piece and the C piece. The S piece is a Z piece here, so the C piece probably has to flip. I see. I don't think I realized this, but my own tail makes it possible for me to flip this thing. Then I get stuck if I go in there. Okay. Well, let me not overthink it to start with. Let me just try to get it somewhere helpful. Need to be further down for me to flip it, right? All the time I struggle with puzzles in this because I'm not able to visualize what they want from me. This is down one, then if I go up here I push it, which is not desirable. Maybe I can use this temporarily to keep that from being a problem. Still getting caught on something. I think I almost certainly have to flip what currently looks like a C piece into a D piece. Trying to decide, do I have to use the Z piece to maneuver stuff over? Well, that lets me do something with this. Does this actually help me, though? Maybe. It gets it to mirror the insight better. Now that matches the insight. But I still have to get so-called D piece up somehow. Assume having this in the way is going to be helpful for some reason. Something I don't have a good intuition for is whether... Let me try to use my words here. If I go to flip a piece, if this piece could be in the way, if I'm like trying to flip it so it goes over the box, it's hard to like visualize in my mind's eye how it's going to flip and what tiles it's going to land on. I guess I could turn on the grid to maybe give myself an easier time with that. If you're like translating it, that might involve me having to go into like paint.net and just screenshot and flip it so I can see exactly where it's going to go. But it's probably faster for me to just do it via brute force. I like doing this to start. This seems pretty good. Or did I do this? I don't remember how I did this. Is it this? Yeah. What do I do with this here? Putz around with moving this up here, but like, why do I want to do that? Does that even help me? I think the answer is no. So this piece, if I look at the insight, would end up being like here, right? Assuming I'm doing the exact same thing. And then this piece would go on the right side. That's really weird. So even though I can't rotate up, I still push the thing above me up, which transfers momentum to the small piece, which gets me in trouble. What if this is over one temporarily, maybe? Same kind of height problem. Let me try to figure out, where does this have to be? That would put the bottom on the bottom two rows. Okay, that made sense to me, but not at the solution, because I can't get out after I do that. Once I go into this piece, I can't get back out. Without making the puzzle unsolvable. I don't want to get too obsessed with this being the right answer. Why would moving this down help me? I think what I know is that part of this, like what I'm calling a D piece, has to be on that row in order for me to successfully flip it, because the very top part of the D is going to go on here. It has to have somewhere to rest at the end, and the rest of it's going to flip over the block. So I probably do have to use what I'm calling the S piece to accomplish that. Um, right, if we just start by going... I don't understand this. I keep getting confused. Let me try to... If I just do this, I can't flip it. But if I do this... Oh, it's because of where my tail is. Okay. That's really weird. I think I get it. It's based on whether I have leverage on the thing or not. It doesn't work initially because my tail is crinked. So when I try to press up, I guess my body's not going in the right direction in order to be able to move it. Okay, that's weird, and I don't intuit that at all. uh... What is the objective here? What am I trying to do? Move this somewhere where it's in the way. That was helpful before. I gotta be careful going in there because once I do that, I can't. I'm committed to an action as soon as I do. I'm also committed to an action if I go inside the D. Not committed as long as I keep moving like that, though. Oh, that's enough of a pain that that's probably related to the solution. This thing where I can, like, manipulate the D, but only if I come at it from an extremely specific, weird direction. Okay, so the reason that's not going is because the so-called S piece is in the way. So if I move it out of the way... I think this is a thing that I literally just tried. And that won't work because there's nowhere to land. And now it would get stuck on the S piece. Is it possible for me to start? I can because of the positioning on my tail. It needs to be flipped. Okay. Oops. Needs to be flipped again. It's not gonna work. I don't think I have to do anything to flip it again. I think I just have to have my tail in an awkward position here, yeah. But once I do that, now I'm stuck forever? Question mark. Hold on. I think I did this in a previous iteration when I was flipping it over there, and then I just had the problem of me getting my butt stuck in it. This might be another one that I abandon and then have to come back to next stream with fresh eyes. This one's really, really hard for me for some reason. I do like opening with this. It seems like that's going to be involved in the answer at some point. How many degenerate rotational states are there for this thing? So I can push it into the wall again. think it's either an S or a Z. I don't think I can make it into an N, for instance. The whole point is they're saying I can do that and move all of them, which is great, but actually getting the pieces into that position seems exceedingly difficult. Still go ahead and operate with that. That's my assumption at the very beginning. Could try to get the D on the right side. I've been trying to get it on the left side, but that seems like that's substantially more work. Yeah, I want it up that high. Actually feels maybe like I'm on the right track. Why does it automatically consider that a failure? Well, it made a happy noise. This is here. This won't work, right? Yeah, because the Z piece is in the way. But nevertheless, that's where it is in the example. Oh, I feel like I was so close, and I feel like I'm really far. I don't really have a way to manipulate this anymore when it's up here. Okay, well, I gotta start leaving Future Marstead notes. Future Marstead, I'm screwing you again. So watch the last 10 minutes or so of attempts. The trick here, the insight, you're gonna want to do something like this. Match this shape, sort of, because then you can push down like that, and then come around, and then flip some things around, and successfully get stuff out of your way so that you can fit in there. Play around with the... Yeah. And then you can just solve it after that, right? That's the basic idea, but it's not very helpful because the actual level is very hard. I'm assuming it starts with something like this. Note, this is weird because you can't just flip it there. You have to move 2 steps over first. So yeah, good luck. Be willing to look that one up if you're stuck for more than 10 minutes, since you'll be working on a lack of muscle memory for what you're doing with the puzzles. You can fast travel in this game. You should fast travel in this game. You press right bumper. You can go to the different big worms as long as they're touching each other. This room lets you maneuver the worms. There's a way to reset them into different positions, but those like chambers have to touch each other, which is how you move between the levels here. You're probably going to be wanting to spend all of your time, though, in this worm here, because you've got a couple levels you can try out here. You might even be able to try out this one that you're staring at right at the beginning. Well, it sounds like you have to do some weird stuff with like bouncing in between these before it lets you out to start activating puzzles. Right. Sometimes you have to activate these batteries to be able to do stuff on the ship. You could maybe explore around the ship some more before you try to do this puzzle, just because this one seems particularly hard. But that's the basic idea. This game's crazy, Warshine. Thanks for sharing. It's very, 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 very difficult. One of the harder puzzle games I've played.